The film begins with an old man named Pflueger digging up a grave marked with religious symbols. After a while, Pflueger manages to uncover a human skull, which suddenly releases a white smoke and pushes him backward. Upon standing up and regaining his composure, he laughs as if his mission has been completed. The scene shifts to a teenager named Kelly who is shopping at a store. While looking at the items, he notices his childhood friend and crush, Dominique, but hesitates to speak to her. Outside the store, Kelly is confronted by his bullies. They mock him for eating strange things like paper and other objects he finds. Apparently, Kelly has a habit of chewing on paper, and because of this, his peers intimidate him. Just as they are harassing him, Dominique intervenes and confronts them to make them stop. However, this only worsens the situation. They shove him into a dumpster, but the store owner intervenes and chases them away. Afterward, Dominique offers Kelly a ride to school, but her friend Sarah, who owns the car, refuses to let him in because of how dirty he is. In the next scene, Kelly arrives at school only to discover that the bullies had filmed the incident at the store and posted it online. After classes, Kelly returns home and his mother Bernice asks him about his day. He doesn't mention how difficult the day was and simply replies that Dominique spoke to him for the first time. Upon hearing this, Bernice becomes happy and suggests he ask Dominique out. Meanwhile, an indigenous man named Red Elk finds the grave that Pflueger previously destroyed and offers prayers. It is then revealed that a secret power was hidden in the grave and has been stolen. Red Elk feels very sad to learn this because it was his responsibility to protect it. The next morning, Kelly falls ill from consuming too much paper and polystyrene. His mother immediately calls the family doctor, who suggests Kelly see a psychologist for his eating disorder. That same day, Pflueger appears in town, claiming to have the power to heal people. He demonstrates this by relieving the joint pain of an elderly woman. Coincidentally, Bernice is also there and is impressed by his skills. Believing he could help Kelly, she invites him to her house. As Bernice walks away to get her car, Red Elk confronts Pflueger and informs him that the powers are not meant for him. He also offers to help him get rid of his healing powers. However, Pflueger refuses, and a struggle ensues where Red Elk ends up injured. This is due to the powers Pflueger received from the grave, which protect their possessor. Red Elk warns Pflueger about the consequences of the power, but the man dismisses him and walks away. After a while, Pflueger arrives at Bernice's house, and when he tries to heal Kelly, he feels a strange pain and quickly pulls his hand away. He then excuses himself to go to the bathroom and consumes a special drug before trying again. When he tries a second time, he accidentally burns Kelly's chest with a cigarette and collapses to the floor, dying instantly. Afterward, Kelly's condition improves, and he stands up feeling quite energetic. Soon after, the police arrive at the scene and take Pflueger's body, concluding that the old man simply died of a heart attack. Then, Kelly notices that the burn on his chest has miraculously healed, and that he has also undergone some physical changes. It becomes clear that Pflueger's healing powers have been transferred to Kelly. The next day, Kelly accidentally cuts his finger while repairing his bike, but the wound heals itself and disappears instantly. He tries to tell his mother, but she doesn't believe him. On his way to school, he meets Dominique and Sarah, who are surprised to see him looking much healthier. After they leave, Reed, Nelson's brother, approaches Kelly and starts hitting him for no reason. But when Reed hits Kelly's stomach, it is Reed who feels the pain, while our protagonist remains unharmed. Reed even tries to hurt Kelly with a wooden block, but it doesn't work, and he ends up hurting himself. Realizing he cannot defeat this new version of Kelly, Reed flees with a bloody face. Later that night, Gus, Reed's father, and the school football coach, visits Kelly's house to find out what happened to his son. Kelly explains that Reed came to hit him, but that he hurt himself. Gus, of course, doesn't believe this and argues with Bernice. However, Bernice urges Gus to leave and slams the door in his face. Eventually, after he leaves, Kelly confesses to his mother about his ability to transfer pain, assuring her that no one will be able to hurt them again. He demonstrates this by resisting the heat of a lighter, which causes no harm to his hand. The next day in class, Kelly's imagination runs wild when he finds Dominique's hair tie and imagines himself becoming intimate with her. He also starts thinking about Sarah. In a fantasy sequence, surprisingly, the sensations begin to affect Dominique and Sarah in real life. Both girls feel strange sensations in their bodies, which provokes unexpected reactions. Sarah even screams in the classroom. Later, at a night party, Nelson behaves inappropriately by picking up Dominique without her consent. This angers Kelly, so he confronts Nelson and demands he put Dominique down. But when the boys are about to fight, Gus intervenes and separates them. He then confronts Kelly and mentions that one day he will surely discover the power he possesses and it will destroy him. Once the party is over, while everyone is heading home, Brad and his friends cross paths with Kelly, who is on his bike. Because of the previous incident, they are still angry and try to push him off the road with a car. Unfortunately, Brad loses control and runs over Kelly, driving right over him. When the smoke clears, it turns out that Brad's skull has been crushed, causing his death, while Kelly is unharmed. Soon, a crowd gathers, and Kelly secretly explains the situation and his ability to Dominique. Nelson and his friends lie to the police, claiming that Brad swerved to protect Kelly because he was riding his bike in the middle of the road. However, after hearing both versions, police officer Adler declares Kelly free of all blame. On the other hand, Red Elk learns of Pflueger's death and visits his grave. Upon analyzing the soil, he concludes that Pflueger lost his power before he died. Upon learning of Kelly's survival after being run over, Red Elk visits him at his workplace. He confronts Kelly about the powers, and after a little hesitation, Kelly confesses to having been treated by Pflueger. The next day, Kelly and Dominique are having lunch at a cafe and talking about movies. Dominique also likes Kelly and wishes for him to ask her for a movie night. To her good fortune, he does exactly that, and both agree to see a movie soon. At the same time, Nelson and his friends are annoyed to see that Kelly is moving on with his life so easily. They decide to avenge Brad's death and teach him a lesson. Later that night, after finding out Kelly and Bernice's schedule, Nelson and his friends wait for Bernice to leave for her night shift. However, she falls ill and decides to skip her shift. Seeing his mother feeling unwell, Kelly asks her to rest and heads into town to buy her medication. Noticing a car pulling away, Nelson and the group mistake Kelly for Bernice and decide to scare him. They hook Kelly's trailer to their truck and drag it. With Bernice still inside, they accidentally drag the trailer, causing her to fall off the couch. The chain doesn't disconnect properly, so the group leaves it attached to the truck after trashing the trailer. Due to this, a gas pipe in the kitchen explodes and fills the house. Shocked, Bernice tries to get out of the house, but trips over a lamp and falls to the floor. Unfortunately, the lamp sparks a fire and the gas ignites, causing a massive explosion. After a while, Kelly arrives at the scene and runs toward the trailer to save his mother. Tragically, he arrives too late as Bernice has passed away. The traumatic experience deeply affects Kelly. Sometime later, Officer Adler notices burn marks on Kelly's body and takes him to the hospital, where Red Elk approaches Adler and informs him about Kelly's unique power. He suggests discussing the matter with Kelly, but Adler considers it inappropriate to bother Kelly during such a difficult time in his life. Understanding the situation, Red Elk tells Adler to get in touch when the time is right. The next day, after miraculously healing his burns, Kelly goes straight to his mother's funeral, where he is supported by Dominique. She assures him that crying doesn't make him weak and that his mother will always be proud of him. Kelly then reveals his plan to leave town, which disappoints Dominique, and after sharing a kiss, she leaves. After that, Kelly visits Pflueger's grave in the same cemetery and starts eating a wild herb that grows over it, hoping it might take away his powers. However, as soon as he chews it, he feels sick and starts vomiting. Sarah, who is nearby, witnesses everything from a distance. Later, Officer Adler takes Kelly to social services and talks to him about his mother's accident. Upon learning that the trailer fell before the gas explosion, Kelly becomes convinced that it was not an accident and that someone pulled it on purpose to break the support. At the same time, Nelson and his friends are driving in their truck, showing no remorse for their actions. They head to the river bend to relax. On the way, they run into Adler taking Kelly out of town and mock him. When Kelly notices the truck, he immediately realizes that they are responsible for his mother's death. Without wasting time, he jumps out of the moving car and tracks them to the river. Later, while Tucker is swimming and the others are playing by throwing rocks at him, Kelly slowly grabs Tucker's shirt and uses it to strangle him. This causes Tucker to struggle to breathe and stay afloat. Finally, he drowns in the river while Nelson and the others watch in horror. They immediately rush to help him, but it is too late. The bully is dead. Kelly then arrogantly reveals himself as the one responsible for Tucker's death. He tries to grab Nelson's shirt, but at that moment, Officer Adler arrives at the scene. Kelly flees quickly, and the bullies try to explain what happened. However, Adler finds it hard to believe their story and instead begins to suspect them of murdering their friend. That night, Kelly meets with Dominique and admits his plan to avenge his mother's death. However, she suggests that getting Nelson and the others to confess is better than resorting to violence. Kelly agrees with her words, and they share an intimate moment. The next day, Kelly purposefully provokes one of the bullies, Tony, in the hope that he will confess to Bernice's murder. At first, the bully controls himself, but when Kelly mocks his girlfriend Sarah, he loses his temper and throws acid at Kelly. Unfortunately, due to his powers, Tony ends up burning himself and dies on the spot. Witnessing all of this, Dominique is enraged with Kelly, forcing him to leave. At night, Sarah meets with Nelson and they conspire to avenge Tony's death. She informs him about the cemetery vine that made Kelly vomit. Together, they head to the cemetery to collect it and use it as a weapon against Kelly. The next day, Gus takes his sons to football practice, where Adler notices the chain used by the bullies on Gus' truck. He interrogates Nelson and Reed, but they deny having any information. Just then, Kelly arrives at the practice field with an electric drill, wearing a piece of Nelson's clothing. He then threatens to harm himself until Nelson confesses to his crimes. However, the bully is prepared and has brought the juice of the cemetery herb. As Kelly starts to drill, Nelson sprays the herb juice on him, stopping his progress for a moment. Adler begs Kelly to stop, but he drills into his knees, injuring Nelson until he confesses. In that instant, Dominique arrives, convincing Kelly to stop the action. In the midst of the chaos, Gus steals Adler's gun and, in a fit of rage, shoots Kelly. To his bad luck, he and Nelson are shot in return, and both die instantly. After the incident, Dominique convinces Kelly to give up his powers and return to normal. Adler also decides to help Kelly and takes them, along with Red Elk, to Pflueger's cemetery, where a ritual is held. They dig up the old grave, and Red Elk mentions that Kelly needs to die to release the powers. Upon hearing this, Kelly tries to flee, but a police officer shoots at him, accidentally injuring Dominique and himself as well. Kelly kisses Dominique before she passes away. He then consumes the heart of the late Pflueger to end his power. After this, Adler shoots Kelly and kills him. In the last scene, police officers transport the lifeless bodies of Dominique and Kelly in a van. Suddenly, on the road, Dominique wakes up, revealing that she has possessed Kelly's healing power.